First, we want to talk about neurobiology, meaning the way our nervous systems are reacting to what's happening. Because what happens is when stress rises, we shift out of thinking mode and we shift into survival mode. And the alarm system, our amygdala, activates, which is a really primitive structure in our brain that helps us stay alive. And so our thinking brain, our prefrontal cortex, goes offline. That stops. And the behavior becomes reactive. It's fight, flight, or freeze at that point. And so what's happening is in that conflict, we are interacting with the other's nervous system, not their logic center anymore. And that's really important to understand because what we try to do sometimes is we try to interact, we try to logic our way out of, we try to explain with logic the situation to break the cycle of escalation of conflict. But we're not interacting with the other person's logic center. We're interacting with their nervous system. So that changes everything. Okay, the second element for these systems or for this cycle is what we call operant conditioning or learned behavior patterns. And essentially, what that means is that that whatever works gets repeated. Now, sometimes the payoff is not obvious. Sometimes it's not something you can see right away. But when we can find what that reinforcement is, that gives us great power over the cycle. And so one way to think about these patterns of escalating conflict is to think about what the payoff is, what is happening that rewards the person who's escalating. So an easy one is the child maybe has a tantrum in the grocery store, and the parent, because they don't want the child to make a scene in the store, they give them a cookie to keep them quiet. Well, unfortunately, what that does is that the child can make a connection between, oh, if I throw a fit, I might get a cookie. And so the tantrum, which may have been first just a reaction to an uncomfortable situation that they didn't know how to handle, so they were just dysregulated about it, now it becomes a learned behavior. Now they're starting to connect cause and effect, the behavior and the reward. And so sometimes in our escalating cycles of conflict, that's what's happening, is there's something that's being rewarded in the process to keep it going.